As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rainfall, we have the French Terran player, we have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, we have the South Korean Zerg, it is Solar. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we dive into our best of 5 grand finals. Let's go. Let us go. And as we mentioned before, this is a rematch. Over the weekend, Clem was 3-0'd by Solar, but that wasn't a previous iteration of the patch. It was like a 0.5 second difference when it comes to lava spawn. Lava spawn, if you recall, it was 9 seconds, and then it has since been moved to 9.5. So 0.5 seconds. Is that enough? And again, we'll see how Clem has kind of adjusted his mindset when it comes to this series, when it comes to this matchup, I should emphasize. We'll see. Now, welcome on to Rainfall. Rainfall, we did compare this map to Tourmaline previously. A very short rush distance by ground, a very open third locations, very open fourth locations, and an open area in between the bases as well, which can be detrimental if you can take over control of that central location. Pool first out of Solar. Oh, okay. If you remember, we saw this out of Solar on Old Sun Temple against Bjorn. My perception of going pool first like this is a very safe way to play. I believe Solar is trying to hard counter a proxy. Like if Clem went for a proxy, if he went for like an all-in, then Solar would be able to shut it down. This will slow down Solar's economy early on. We can see that Clem is opening up standard. So standard open out of Clem. Now there is a way to get damaged with this, of course, with the early pool, but it's going to be Queen into gas. We have a handful of links on the way. If these links can bypass the Reaper, then they might be able to delay the CC and might be able to do some economic damage. We'll see. As here comes that command center. If you remember, against Bjorn, this did not work because Bjorn went CC first. This time it is Rax Expand. So different builds. It's a different build. Reaper does break in. Perksin pulls away. And so far, the Lings are just back at home to defend, so they don't get across the map. In the end, Solar, he will deflect the army, will deflect the Reapers. Shouldn't sustain too many losses here. Oh, Jesus. As drone almost does go down. Second Reaper's on the way. Again, we have been seeing these double Reaper openers much more commonly. And so far, Solar's keeping up. Hasn't lost a drone yet. Oh. Yeah, nice punish. Does punish the Reaper. Reaper's able to take a lot of hits. Link speed is on the way, and Solar, he pulls out. He pulls out of gas. There's no fast layer this time. Just link speed into droning into a third. Meanwhile, Clem, do you see what I see? 1-1-1. No third command center. So a much more aggressive build here by Clem. And this is what I expect to see very commonly in this series. Even if we go all the way to the ace match, unless we load into some of the larger maps of the map pool, like we're expecting 1-1-1s, this can lead into another Hellbat push. Otherwise, this could lead into Hellion, into Add-on swap, into Banshee play, and there's that swap in a Banshee. So early Hellion Banshee here by Clem. Specifically early Banshee play. This is much more aggressive, much more committed, and Clem needs to get damage done with this. Work is being researched. Clem pokes in, diving on the Queen, does get one. Nice pickup, one Queen goes down, does try to break into the mineral line. And Solar's trying to keep up, you'll lose the drone. There's 1, 2 workers. Just 2. 2 workers go down. Solar does scout the main base, confirms the 1-1-1, confirms the Cloak Banshee. Solar, he sees all, he knows all. And it's on Solar to get ready back at home. Does go lair first. So lair first will allow for a faster Overseer. Spores will soon be thrown down. Clem looks for a way in, is deflected. Still reinforcing, still committing with extra Hellion production. Oh my god. Getting up to 8, soon to be up to 10 Hellions in total made this game. Did lose 2 earlier, of course. So here come those Banshees. Spores, they should finish in time, but there is still going to be micro potential available here for Clem. Ooh, as we do go for a Link counterattack at the same time, Clem is moving in with the Hellions. He's deflected. Lings, they do slip in. They attempt to delay the third. Yeah, some messy control here from Solar. Gets an SCV. Gets 1, 2 SCV kills, nothing major, but does distract. Yeah, he distracts the Banshee, actually turned back around. Hellions as well, 3 ACV kills, did not delay the CC. It's a little bit messy. Solo going Ling Bane Muta? Oh, not rushing Lair, but is going into Muta play. That is very risky. On a smaller map like this? Okay. Risky, Pappy. Nice pick up. Does catch one of the Hellions. Banshees, they rotate towards the third base, and Clem is getting into the mineral line. He's pushing in. Gets another 2. Another 2 workers. Queen gets called out, no transfuse. Massive pickup. Catches out the Queen. Oh, a bit of a trade here, but does snipe 2 queens. And again, the Hellion aggression continues. Clem will hold, but Solo will hold, but this is a messy defense. This is a messy defense. Oh, no transfuse. Off of creep. Oh no. Oh my god, so clutch. Yeah, very clutch defense here. Queen pulls away. Solar barely holds on. And Clem will claim a third base. Solar needs a fourth. Yeah, fourth base is late. Has been delayed for Solar due to all the aggression and due to Clem applying so much pressure. So Clem delayed the fourth. Likewise later Eva Chambers, but it was a faster Spire to be fair. Now a couple of things here. Because of the commitment into Mass Hellion and the Banshee as well, it does mean that the Bio Army is going to be a little bit more delayed. Medivacs as well. We'll see if the Mutas can find damage. This was a risky maneuver here from Solar. You saw that it was a very clutch defense. Solar defended with a bare minimum. And in the end, he lost 6? 5. He lost 5 drones. 5 drones. More importantly, 3 queens were killed. So these were some heavy losses here for Solar. And we'll see if he gets away with the Mutas. Does he get away with it? Yeah, Marines, they throw in the expansion. This base is going to be cancelled. There's no saving it. No shot. Oof. Queen goes down. Lings are trying to collapse in. Meanwhile, 8 SCVs go down. 9 SCVs. Heavy losses here for Clem. Does catch a Queen. Gets 1. Micro on 2 fronts. So Solo does slip up. Losing an extra Queen. The wide shot. Oh my god. Friendly fire. And Solo holds. Solo, he defends back at home. He gets 10 SCVs across the map. Meanwhile, at the same time, does pick up a Hellion. Solo harassing, finding more damage. And this is getting a hand. Again, it was such a risk to go into Mutas. And he will. Oh no, the wide shots! Oh my god! Does take the wide shots to the face. That was how many? That was 4. 4 Mutas going down. 5 Mutas left. Ooh, SCVs, they come back too soon. No, they come back too soon. Catching out 2, 3 more SCVs and a Hellion. We're getting messy. But for the most part, Solo's in a better position. Solo's in a better position. This time he does notice the Winter Mines. He pulls away with the Mutas. Solo, he does retain the 4th base. I thought this was a dead 4th, by the way, but because it was saved and Solo got away with Mutas as well, Solo gets away with everything. And now he's reaching peak economy. 80 plus workers. 85 drones. 85 drones. Now he can fixate purely on Ling Bane Muta. Clem is moving out. But it's going to be a much more difficult engage here for Clem. Mutas go for the backstab. Clem moves in. I was just looking for any kind of hidden Widow Mines. Up. Speaking of, Widow Mines will defend. They try to zone. At the same time, Hatchery under fire. Can we bait out any of the mines? Can we bait them? The answer is no. Solo doesn't even try. Yeah, Solo doesn't try to engage. He evacuates. He gives up on the 4th base. Nice pick up out of Clem. Oh, dropping into the... He's crazy. He's dropping into the main. Oh my god. Calm down, Clem. Calm down. Clem is unsieged. Oh. He's unsieged! Yeah, bangs are roll in. Widowmine's gonna be going down. Yeah, he shuts down 3, 4, 5 mines. Not a single mine connects. Ay. Clem. Heavy overextension here from Clem. Yeah, he overextends. Heavy losses. Solar gains map control. He's going for the counterattack, and Clem is in trouble. Clem is in trouble. Oh, we get some okay. Oh god, the friendly fire. Yeah, mine shields into the middle line, and Marines race back home to defend, and 9 more CV kills, and Clem is struggling to maintain his 3 base economy. Remember, as we mentioned, Solar, he's at 81 workers, he's reached peak economy, he can just fix it on purely army production. Solar did lose his 4th base, and that did slow him down a little bit. Did slow him down. Creep is still lacking here. That's the one thing going Clem's way, is because of lack of creep, it does make it more difficult for Solar to engage with the army. Does make it more difficult. Clem rotates to the top side. Second push here from Clem. And Solar's trying to split up. He's trying to keep up here. And he does bait at the mine. Once again, friendly fire. Drags the mine shots. Muse ahead for the natural. The armories to defend. Ooh, Soul's out of position. Hatchery goes down. Very nice snipe. And shuts down the hatchery. Soul losing his 4th base once again. And you can see here, we spoke earlier about the size of the map. Because this map is so small, it is benefiting Clem's aggression, right? We can see Soul's having a very hard time keeping up. Losing bases. Clem has some momentum. Just because these attacks occur so much faster in favor of Clem. As this map does favor the aggressor. But Solar gets across the map, mineral line is exposed. Turret falls, massive losses here for Clem. Baileys are rolling in. Yeah, Baileys they roll in. Show some mine shots. Yeah, mine shots do not connect. Better shot towards the end, but Solar's done it. Solar he has done it. He has broken the 3rd base, and he has broken Clem, the main army. Clem was all in, and the all in has failed. The all in has failed. Was he 8 raxing? No, not even. Yeah, he had 5 raxes back at home. With that, this is all that Clem has left. It was impressive aggression, don't get me wrong. Like, he was fighting damage, but not enough. Unfortunately, as we mentioned at the time, Solar got away with saving his first 4th base. He got away with muta play as well. He was doing so much damage across the map. And Clem, he's now lifting up his main. That's how desperate he is. Lifting up the main base, doing what he can. Solar's maxed. Oh. With that, Solar overwhelms. Clem is moving out for one final push. One final move out. Just a trade. Just do what he can. Let's just... Hopefully he doesn't ruminate on this too much. Again, he did well for himself, considering like the factors working against Clem. Did well for himself. Oh, even here. Juicy mine shot. Juicy connection. Likewise, even here, as Solar doesn't react, a lot of drones going to be going down. Like, this is nice, but no, nothing. There it is. Says Solar does take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will take a lead in the series, and we'll see how Clem will approach the rest of these games. Now, what I will say here is that, again, Clem, when it came to his move-outs, when it came to his job play, he was getting some damage. Early on he wasn't. Like the most important moment was when Clem failed to break the 4th. That's kind of what we emphasize. The moment that 4th base was saved, mutas got up and running, and Solar droned up to 81. He droned up to 81 workers. I think it was actually 84, like around 84 workers. That's the moment where Solar was able to get into his peak economy, able to get across the map, able to harass, able to kill off SCVs, and really stifle Clem. Now, my concern about this game is that Clem, he was able to hold his own a little bit later on and have some decent trades, but again, he was just playing from behind. Rainfall is the best map to be aggressive on. Outside of Rorschach, like Rainfall and Rorschach, those are the most aggressive maps. The map is helping Clem be aggressive like that, which is why we saw a bit of a back and forth. As we move on to these larger maps, that's when the aggression is going to be much more difficult to actually pull off and get away with. Those are my concerns. So I'm not aware of what the vetoes are. I don't know what the vetoes are. I don't know what map order we have coming up, but we'll see how Clem will change his approach as the maps start to get larger. Up next, Sanctuary 3. Sanctuary 3, here we go. Here we go. As spawning in the left-hand corner of Sanctuary 3, we have the French Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. Here we go. Ooh, okay, so welcome one and all to Sanctuary 3. Sanctuary 3 does have some aggressive tendencies, that is true. The rush distance from third to third is relatively short. You can also take over this low ground position here in between the bases as well. But for the most part, I would say the third base is relatively secure. It's on the high ground, likewise Natural's on the high ground as well. And there are slow zones and choke points to try to stifle a push across the map. So because of that, I do favor Zerg more on this map than Terran compared to Rainfall. But a lot of this will come down to Clem's build of choice. Remember, last game, Clem went for a 1-1-1, went for a late third CC, which is why when Clem failed to do damage, it was a worse position for Clem because he was so aggressive and so committed. Then things kind of slowly just unraveled and snowballed out of control. Coming into Sanctuary 3, there's a higher chance that we do see an economic build out of Clem, that we see a faster third instead, or maybe even a greedier build. We'll see. As I mentioned before, I'm curious to see how Clem's approach evolves throughout the course of the series. My opinion so far in this patch is that Terran players need to be extreme. They need to be either hyper greedy or hyper aggressive, one of the two. Playing standard is not going to cut it. Not at this level of play. But again, that's just my perceived opinion from a couple of days of the patch, of the previous PTR and this patch as well. We'll see if that holds any water, if that holds any weight. For now though, hatch gas pool. Oh, sorry, pool first. Pool, hatch gas out of Solar. Just like last time, early pool timing. We mentioned previously that because the Reaper gets across the map a little bit faster, it does mean that against players like Maru, Clem, Beyond, like against the top Terran players, we have been seeing a lot more pool first just to be safe against the Reaper aggression. Pool first has become a lot more standard in this matchup. If you recall, that was Reyna's concern coming into this, is that hatch first wouldn't really be viable against Terran. And so far we're seeing that here, but we'll see if that trend continues. As Reaper picks in, Queen is in position. And so far we're going for the factory follow-up. There's no 2-1-1 and there's no 3CC3 racks. So already like crossing off some builds. Last game, Clem went for a 1-1-1 early Banshee, early Cloak. Here, we're expecting a faster third CC, but we'll keep an eye on Clem. Reapers they pick in. Then once again, they dance with the Queens. So far, Solar's keeping up. Again, he has the high ground advantage at the natural. Solar's secure. And Solar's going for a delayed third. So a late third expansion here from Solar. Oh, Reapers get behind the mineral line. Okay. Oh, does not get the drone. Quick morph in there from Solar. Very nice. Reacts well. And same build. Same opener. 1-1-1. Just like last game. As I mentioned before, like my big concern here is that this build was stronger on Rainfall and is going to be a little bit weaker here. As Solar's going 2-base lair? Oh my god, sorry, I didn't take note of the fact that he was pulling back into gas. That's a 355 lair timing. Very fast lair. So 2 base Muta out of Solar. I do like Solar's build here. So typically fast... Oh, do we scout? Reapers, they bust into the main. They scout. They confirm. Very nice here by Clem. He does get into the main. Does confirm the lair. But can Clem do anything about this? Do we react with an armory? So the reason why I like this build is Hellions, they bust into the mineral line and they do get a volley off. Oh my god, the drones lining up. The drones, they line up. 3 drones go down. 3 drones and only 3 workers. That could have been so much worse. That was 3 drones for 2 Hellions and 2 Reapers. So honestly, not a bad defense here from Solar. There was potential. And again, you can see Clem is being hyper aggressive here and trying to find damage. And there it is, Hellbats. Like, it makes sense. So winding it back. Because Clem is not going for a 2-on-1 or any kind of early stim timing or any kind of bio play, because he's rushing into Cloak Banshee, it means that he's going to have a weaker army against mutas. It means that the muta play is going to be even stronger than normal. So Clem, after scouting, he needs to do damage. He has to kill. So he's going for a Hellbat push. The problem with this is that Clem just lost how many? 2 Hellions. It doesn't sound like a lot, but this early on, every Hellion counted for going for a Hellbat push. So it's going to be a slightly weaker Hellbat push here by Clem. It was a calculated risk because it was hoping he could maybe cripple the economy with the dive, but in the end he didn't. Solar has how many queens? 4. 4 queens. We have some lings on the way. Here come the Hellbats. Here comes Clem. Late reaction by Solar. Going for the Spine Crawler. Again, there's only 4 queens. Only 4. Gets one of the Hellbats. There's 5 Hellbats left. 1 queen goes down, and Clem is breaking through. He's breaking through. As I say that, though, 3 Hellbats go down. Damage being done in the mineral line. Spore is late. Yeah, late Spore, and one of the queens. Oh, does get shut down. So messy defense here from Solar. Very messy, and he's losing so many workers here. 7 drones going down. The Hellbats, they bought time. They sniped some of the queens, and it was the Banshee that popped off. So 9 drone kills purely from the Banshee. Nice damage. Doesn't kill Solar, but does do some damage. Is it enough? That's the real question. We're rushing into the Thor. We're meching it up, Pappy. We're meching it up. Let's go. We're rushing into Thor production, and the Thor will be enough to defend. Banshee into the main base. No Spore. Yeah, once again, Solar being greedy. No Spore in position. Thor will pop, and the Thor should defend. 14 drone kills. 14 drones going down. Clem is doing it. We gotta mech it up, Pappy. As again, he will punish those mutas. Back at home, low drone count for Solar. Still no Spore in the main. But I believe there are no more Banshees. Yeah, there's no more Banshees. Now, Clem would be in an amazing position if he didn't lose 7 workers. 7 SCVs go down, so it's still a little bit messy here. Thankfully, there is a 3rd TC, so we can start to land. Oh, gotta be careful. And again, right now it's on Clem to keep up with the mutas. He's got to keep up. Boost is on cooldown. Mutas, they make their way in. They catch out a couple Marines. Another Thor arrives. And more Thor shots going off, catching out one of the Mutalisks. Solar has to get the hell out of here. One more volley. Oh. And more volleys go off. And Solar switching, transitioning into roaches. So the game will continue. It's very messy. It's a very messy game stage. Again, shout out to the MVP Banshee that killed 14 drones. Likewise, mutas are being chased down. We have mass roach play here from Solar. Likewise, we have not even battle mech. It's Hellion Thor out of. Oh no! I feel like Euthermal has a name for this composition, right? Am I crazy? He calls like Hellbat like Viking, like the Penguin Boys or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see enough mech like this to fully understand, but I'm sure Euthermal has a phrase for it. Yeah. So we have Thor Hellbats. Nice counterattack. Music coming from behind. The Penguin Brothers. Hey, Waddle, there you go. Yeah, it's Linda Vikings and Hellbats. Yeah, it's close to this. We need to add Euthermal to come up with a name for what is Hellbat Thor. It's And so far, 6 SCVs. At this point, we're bleeding out mutas, but that's fine, right? At this point, muta play is less viable because there are so many Thors that it really matter too much. To trade them for SCVs is good. And Solar, he's building up into what looks to be a 3-base all-in. No fourth expansion. Solar does cut works at 55. Solar intentionally is not droning. He's not droning up. We're building up a massive amount of Roach Ravager, and Solar's here to end the game. He's here to end it. And there's 2 tanks. 2 tanks to defend. Only 3 Ravagers. No, sorry, 6. There's 6 Ravagers morphing in. Shows the Biles. Yeah, Biles on one of the tanks. 1 tank goes down. There's 1 tank left. Muse, they go for the dive. Yeah, they try to go for the dive. The boys are being pulled as well. And can we bile down the tank? We can. Oh my god, the final tank falls. And Solar's done it. Solar, he has done it. He overwhelms the Thors. 1, 2, 3 Thors go down. 1 Thor barely survives. Hopping up micro. There's 1 tank on the high ground as well. Shows the Biles. There they are. The Biles, they shut the tank and the medevac as well. And with that Solar, he will snowball out of control. He breaks the expansion. We do see a scan looking at the economy. Clem confirms it was an all-in. Less saturation, less workers at the 3rd. So a 2.5 base all-in out of Solar. And again, it was messy. Like Clem, he killed 14 drones at the start of the game. That was insane. And it was good damage. It just forced an all-in, right? It forced an all-in out of Solar, and with that, Solar he overwhelms. He breaks through the main army, gets on top of the tanks, gets into the mineral lines. We see Clem microing his heart out here with what little he has, trying to at least. Oh, we lose another tank. He's got 2 tanks and 2 medevacs back. Let's go. Oh no. He's doing the Terran thing. He's just hyper microing 2 units. I mean, hey, it's working. He does that trade. Dodges the shots. Clem is still dead, by the way, but the one medevac that could. Let's go. Dubious across the map. Dubious across. Solo back at home, claiming a 4th base. Now he's forced to drone up. Remember, the droning here has been delayed, so technically, Solo, he isn't as far ahead as he otherwise would be in a more standard game, just because his 4th base is late and his droning has been delayed as well. So there is something going in Clem's favor because of that. And can Clem successfully turtle up? Like, he does have a decent tank count. He's got, what, 5 tanks here outside of his natural. The problem is nothing shoots up. No, nothing shoots up. Where are the Thors? We need them. Oh no. Use just free damage. They hunt down the medevacs. Medevacs, they race back to the turret to defend. Another tank goes down. There was like a slither of copium that might have been viable for Clem to turtle, but no, never mind. As Clem, yes, will abandon the 3rd. Yeah, Solo, he will punish. Biles on the ramp. Oof. Catching out another tank. And Solo just rallying. Solo at this point just rallying across the map. Rallying what he has. Did run up to 75. 5th base now on the way. Do you have a couple of Vikings at least? We got 2 Vikings. Oh my god, massive bites on the Hellbats. And with that Solar, he finally has enough to overwhelm. Just overwhelm the Hellbats. GG, and Solar, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Aye. GG, well played. Solar take a 2-0 lead. Now the real question becomes, will Clem ever GG in this series? So far, we're 0 for 2. So far, don't think he will. Don't think he will, as we're getting ready for game number 3 here. And again, it was a very chaotic game. It was actually back and forth, considering the amount of damage that the Banshee dealt. And what I'm most impressed by wasn't just the Banshee damage, but the transition into Thor. Like, the Thor transition was in time to defend against the mutas. If you remember, the first wave of mutas didn't really do that much damage. Like, Clem was doing an amazing job just hyper-microing the medevacs and Thors to keep up and to defend. That was great. The problem was that from there, Solar just transitioned into an all-in. And again, like, the recovery process for Zerg is much stronger because of the increased lava rate. So despite losing all those workers, the ability to re-drone and to fixate just your production in general is stronger coming into this patch. So Solar had an easier time getting up to 55 workers, 2.5 bases, and then bam, just committed with Roach Ravager. And Clem hadn't quite been able to stabilize at that point. You can make an argument that like, oh, but Clem, like, he only had 2 tanks, if you remember, but the reason why he had 2 tanks is because he had to make Thors. If you recall, he had to make the Thors to survive against the mutas, and that ate into his tank counts, and because he had lower tank counts, that's why the Roach Ravager overwhelmed as hard as it did, as there were only 2 tanks to defend, because he had to build up into 3 Thors. So there were layers to that defense into that game, as to why like Solar's push was so strong, and why the defense was as vulnerable as it was for Clem. But GG well played. With that, Solar's up 2-0, and we're getting ready for game number 3. Let's go. Let's go. So he's like, can we see the bunny? I don't have bunny cam at the moment. Don't have bunny cam. But they're very cute. The bunnies. In the YouTube chats, this is on the new patch. Yes, the last 2 casts that we've had have been on the new patch. So last night's Sparkling Tuna Cup and today's PiGosaur Cup, they're both on the new patch. They're the first 2 tournaments on the patch as well. First 2 tournaments on the patch, and we did cover both. Let's go. Game 3 is going to be on lockdown. Oh boy. Lockdown, I would say a bit of a more medium-sized map here. Does have its own unique factors, which can impact the mid to late game. I don't think we're going to get there, though. I mentioned this earlier, that I expect extreme games here, and I expect mainly aggression from Terran, and we've been seeing that out of Clem. I don't expect to see any mid to late game play. We'll see if that changes, though. We'll see if we can experience some of that. We shall see. Because there are some interesting features when it comes to this map, if we can get that far, but again, we'll see. Fingers crossed, Pappy. Fingers crossed. This is where Clem just proxy 2 Rexes. This is where this is where he's just had enough. Yeah. Spawning in the bottom hand corner of lockdown, we have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. Down heavily in the series, and we'll see if he can find his way back as... Oh, we called it. Going for the proxy 2 racks. Just sending out 1 SCV. It is Clem. There's a second. God damn it. And spawning in the top right hand corner, getting proxy 2 racks, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg leading the series 2-0. It is Solar. Is it a problem when we can get into the mind of Clem? Is that... Oh no. Suddenly I want to baguette. As we have our proxy 2 racks. Now Solar has been opening up pool first every game so far, so we're expecting a pool first spear here at Solar. Bearing in mind that we also have a ramp coming into the natural, so this will allow for a stronger defense at the natural base as well. If Solar can get his spine coolers up and running and muster up a defensive setup here, then it will be more difficult to break. Bear that in mind, that the ramp does allow for a greater defensive advantage. Gas first? Oh, the read. So this isn't just a pull first build. Because the early gas, this means that Solar can go into early roaches. This means that if Solar defends against this, we can just go for a roach all in right after. Like we can just, assuming that we don't go into link speed. But a much more tech heavy start here. And much more aggressive out of Solar. There's a world where Solar might just cancel the natural because this hatchery is going to be so late. There's not going to be really much health and progression on the hatchery, so he might just cancel the hatchery and then just go for a 1 base all in. And Clem won't have anything at home to defend. If that were to be the case, we'll see. We'll see what the gas is going to be spent on. We'll see. I'm leaning towards roaches, but eyes are on Solar. The Overlord does spot the SCVs. Solar knows. Solar's aware. Link speed. Okay. Not going for roaches, going for link speed. And again, because this hatchery is so late, there's no creep here, right? There's going to be no creep here anytime soon. Solar, he should not save this. And really, this hatchery is just buying time. And thankfully for Clem, he does commit. Yeah, he commits into the main. Queen is about to pop. Solar supply blocked. Ooh. Yeah, big supply block for Solar. Uh-oh. Overlord does pop. The Lings are so late. The boys are being pulled. A messy defense here for Solar. Does it surround? Oh. Yeah, losing 1, 2, 3 drones so far. Nice round here, one of the Marines. Does catch one. Picks off the other. Queen is low. Again, the defense is so messy is because one Overlord was sniped earlier. Hatchery does finish, actually. Okay. Hatchery does finish. Link speed is almost done. And we'll see if Solar can break this position. With Link speed, but the Queen is very low. Yeah, the Queen is low. I mean, technically, there's a world where Solar just ignores this and just runs past. Like, this, there's a world where he just runs past and goes across the map. But it looks like he wants to save the base. So he's going to collapse on the bunker. Waiting for extra Zerglings. We'll see if Solar can hold on. Does commit. Yeah, dives in, gets 1, gets 2 Marines. Nice target firing here on the Queen. But Clem will lose everything. He'll lose everything here. All the Marines go down. We have 2 Marines left. Solar counterattacks. Nothing at home to defend. And that should be game. Technically, Clem can pull the boys and repair this. But Solar's free to drone. He's free to drone up. And Clem will lose extra mining time by pulling the boys. He barely has any workers to begin with. Production's racing back home. And we pull, is it 4? Yeah, we pull 4 SCVs off the middle line to repair. And this is doing damage. And we're going for a Bane Bust follow-up. Oh, no, cancels. Okay, it does cancel the Baneling Nest. Solar, he was thinking about busting, but it is a late Baneling Nest, so he's just going to drone. Just going to drone up from here. Just going to saturate. Solar looking very comfortable this game. Just doing more damage. Oh boy. Now, the one chance that we're going for here, it is going to be a starboard follow-up. We can maybe try to go into Cloak Banshee, and there's a chance that maybe Solar, he neglects detection, and some Cloak Banshees can pop off, or, you know, Clem can meme it up and go for like a Fusion Core and go into BC, or we like this. There's maybe like some potential for like some cheeky way to get some damage done. Yep, speaking of, we are memeing it up. we're going Fusion Core, we're going BC. See, in my brain, I just thought to myself, what would Hon want to do? What would Hon want to do? Would be rush BC. So, rushing BC like this can actually catch a Zerg player off guard if their queen count is low. If Solar doesn't make extra queens back at home to defend, if he has like 2-3 queens to defend, then Solar can be overwhelmed. So that's the one thing that Clem is hoping for. He's just gambling that, hey, if you have a low queen count, if you don't scout the main, if you don't have a spore, then maybe we can like sneak out a win. Never mind. It's 2 base muta. Oh god. So there is going to be anti-air. The BC will hit first. True. The BC is going to hit first. How many queens do we have? 4. 4 queens, no spore. Overseer moves in, does confirm the tech lab. He sees, he knows. And he even confirms the fusion core. Oh, so Solar's fully aware. Starts up extra queens, throws down the spores as we speak. There is no surprise factor. And we even have the setup for mutas or even for corruptors if need be. It's a 1 base all in. No, we were curious if we were going to see a repeat between Clem and Solar from the weekend, and the answer is yes. I say that score-wise, it's looking to be the case, but the games were very different, right? My assumption was that we were going to see hyper-aggression out of Clem, because you have to go for all-ins now against Zerg, and that's what we saw. We saw hyper-aggression, right? Game 1, we saw like Hellbat push. Game 2, we saw the attempted mech and the Banshee aggression in Game 2 with a Hellbat response. Game 3 here we see proxy Churax into BC rush. Like that's kind of like the kind of play that we're expecting in a general sense. The mule Bappy. Let's go. Yeah, with that GG there out of Clem. And Solar, he will claim the series 3-0. He will be this week's PiGosaur Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, Solar. He will claim another 3-0 over Clem. And again, Clem is he's very upset about said series and about said games. I mean, Clem has been very vocal about it, as many people have been, of course. Currently, ZVT is in a state where playing standard and playing macro isn't really viable. I say isn't really viable. I should say that Zerg players have an easier time defending, have an easier time building up, and have a stronger time in the mid to late game. If you maybe only saw the finals, and if you didn't see, if you don't take my word for it, watch Beyond versus Solar in the semis. Beyond versus Solar in the semifinals, that was Beyond trying to play standard and being overwhelmed quite quickly, like in all games basically. Where Beyond, he went for more standard timings and built up into like these 7-minute pushes, into these 2 tank pushes as well, and he could not touch Solar's economy, right? Because Solar's growth was so great when it comes to building up his own economy and building up his army. Beyond couldn't really threaten Solar, and Solar was looking very comfortable against Beyond in a much more standard ZVT. So here we see instead the other side of the spectrum, something much more aggressive out of Clem, much more aggression, and we saw some chaotic moments for sure. But yeah, it feels like this is kind of what we should be seeing from Terran, more or less. We'll see, because even like Maru was struggling, right? Like Maru, he was struggling against mid to late game Zerg as well. Maru was having a hard time, and if Maru is struggling, if Clem is struggling, and if Beyond is struggling, like Cure, are we looking at Cure to maybe find a way through? Yeah, it seems to be the case here. For this, I know that there are some people that keep bringing up that but like the lava rate was decreased from PTR2 to live version. It was decreased by half a second. It went from 9 to 9.5, and a lot of players have been vocal about saying that it still feels the same. Like when it comes to the strength of the lava rate increase, that from 9 to 9.5, like it's still quite strong. And so the variance and the difference between PTR2 and between the live version of the game is slightly different, but I do see that number being tweaked further, if not just reverted entirely, I feel. I mentioned this before, that I think the really unfortunate thing about the lava rate increase is that it's stopping us from seeing the other changes, right? Like the lava rate, we didn't get to experience ghosts at all. Ghosts have been changed quite a lot in the PTR. Didn't get to experience that, right? Because we're not getting to that game, that state of the game, right? Like we're not getting to the mid game in a back and forth position. We're not getting to the late game, so we're not able to experience some of the other changes that have been implemented to the game. It's similar in ZVP, where we're not able to experience some of the other changes as well. I will say that the hero did actually look decent last night. He looked pretty good against Shin, and we had a back and forth there as well. But even Hero, I mean, it's maybe partially because Hero doesn't really have much experience in the live version of the game, but he kind of ran out of builds, and he was kind of freestyling towards the end and didn't really know what to do. There's definitely a learning curve right now for Protoss because of the gateway changes, but I would like to see that explored a little bit more. And right now it feels like the lava change is kind of overshadowing everything, right? So it's just not allowing us to like experience what the rest of the patch has to offer, to see what works and what doesn't work, and to provide feedback, and to maybe make some changes. But regardless, with that GG well played. Congratulations here to Solar. Congratulations. Congratulations. Haven't seen Clem 3 in a while. 2 days ago. Yeah, over the weekend. Oh. But with that GG well played. With that, congratulations here to Solar for claiming the series. And again, this is day 2 of the new live version of the game. It's still only day 2, and of course, you know, we're going to be covering a lot of tournaments coming up to cover this patch even further. Personally, I want to believe that we most likely are going to get like an amendment patch, like a hotfix that will adjust some of these numbers. When and if that happens, so yet to be determined. When it comes to our future events, future casts here on the channel, we can switch our scenes over here towards our schedule. Un momento, there we go. We just wrapped up with our morning cast of PiGosaur Cup, Wednesday morning. This evening, we're going to be live with a podcast. We'll be going over the patch notes and going over the David Kim interview. Shout out to Harston, by the way. Harston, he had a very good interview with David Kim. So we're going to be discussing that as well, among other things. Let's have a look here. What are our topics for tonight? Tonight is going to be the David Kim interview, is going to be True Neeb's return, the StarCraft Evolution PTR, and patch notes, and tournament results as well. And all the tournament results. So there's a lot to get into, there's a lot to discuss. Again, for those who are unaware, the podcast, that's our weekly talk show, weekly podcast where we talk all things StarCraft, the longest running podcast out there in StarCraft. As we have surpassed Pylon a long time ago, the Pylon show. So if you're interested, you can tune in there. If you're interested, otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for the support. The rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Douyu Cup. Douyu Cup is a big event, a big offline event happening in China. A big Legends event with players like Innovation, Fantasy, Trap, Scarlet, Neeb is going to be there, Oliveira, and many, many others. So basically a bunch of old school retired players that haven't played in years are going to be returning to compete in China in Douyu Cup, on of course the live version of the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast, I'm sure. So look forward to it. Do look forward to it. True Impact. I keep forgetting. Impact is going to be the my Impact pappy. Let's go. Let's go. Of course, as an Axiom boy, I was a massive Impact fan back in the day when he joined Axiom, and then later SKT. So much love for Impact. Nowadays, he's a bodybuilder and he's a model, which is crazy, by the way. Impact out of all players to turn into that is insane. So really cool to see Impact also playing. And I do know that a bunch of Sue's going to be there and a bunch of others. And I know they're all practicing. They're all practicing for the event. Don't expect necessarily the highest level of play, but more nostalgia and more of like a fun tournament. Seeing these older players that have moved on come back to StarCraft for a bit and experience it again. And yeah, I look forward to it. Still look forward to it. The nostalgia, pappy. It's gonna be great. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. We'll be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll find someone to send everyone over to. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tonight for the podcast or tomorrow for Douyu Cup. See you then. See you then, pappy. See you then.
Thank you.